And we've got two goofy footers going head to head. We've got Owen Wright from Australia and Joan Duru representing France. This is going to be a great matchup. You look at the strengths and weaknesses of both these surfers, and they're both leaning heavily towards all strengths, especially when you think of left-handers like this.
And barrels.
And barrels. So we're at 30-minute heats. Start us off. Got a double paddle, but it's going to be Owen Wright. Kick things off here from round 2, heat 6. Tucks into a tight barrel. And sits a little too deep there. Gets the clamp down from a carnivorous Teahupo'o tube. You know, Pete, I just saw a tweet from the one and only Phil Collins. Today is National or International Left-Handers Day.
There's a lot of that goes on, the ambidextrous stuff. Here we go, look at this one.
Joan Duru could have a better line here. He gets the exit. Quick in and out. Nice carve, straight back into the whitewater, but an incomplete maneuver. A lot of times we see surfers, you know, almost selling the judges the make, but right there you saw Joan Duru, I wouldn't say giving up, but just knowing that it probably wouldn't be worth it trying to stomp down on his front foot to get back into that wave, as most likely won't be an excellent score, but a good start for Joan Duru.
You see how those certain waves that you know are going to have that clean face, it's actually the water pulls off the reef and it cleans up the face, and you know it's going to be a nice open barrel. I mean, this isn't considered a super open barrel, but for what we've seen today, it is definitely one of those waves you want to get. A second wave of the set, the first wave goes through, there's the little ruffle on the face that Strider had been talking about. It's important to be on the best waves in a heat. He got a 25th at the Bolito Pro presented by Billabong, which is another fair result. Up and riding.
Joan Duru going to the air, blasting the tail. Thanks, Rosie. As we see Joan Duru up and out, I think right there is a very telling sign of how smart and, you know, willing to learn Griffin Colapinto is. And that is a tough pill to swallow, and also something that he admits right there. With 19 to go here, back at it. Round 2, heat 6. Owen Wright tucks into a cozy little tube here at Teahupo'o. Nice wrapping turn. What does he got for us on the inside? Just smooth, solid, fundamental surfing from Owen Wright. And that'll be a tidy little score, because he's only sitting on a 1 now. You've got Joan Duru with a 4.83. And these waves have the kind of capability, even with a little small spirit cave like that, it can really, you know, you come out of a barrel, give you that focus, give you that momentum, and even a small tube like this can get him right back in the game.
Oh, for sure. You know, and you think about what we have for conditions today, what you need to kind of prove to the judges where you're going to get scores. There's the barrels and the turns. So similar to what we saw yesterday, probably more so today, that you could start to focus on maneuvers, and that'll free a surfer up. If you're not so super focused on the barrel the whole time, it can kind of free you up to do really solid maneuvers, because this wave can be very rippable, especially at this kind of size and these type of conditions. Great surfing there from Owen. This is a perfect score to kind of match the #1 wave of Joan Duru. So again, we've got an even Steven going into the back half of the heat. This is the event that he needs to pick it up and get himself back into that real solid momentum, and
here we go.
Heat wins.
Could be a momentum building wave yet again for Owen Wright. Looks like he's going up to the air. And just a fly out, and he goes down. So 13:21 to go. You know, I think Michael February obviously has more to lose as he sits lower in the Jeep ratings than Connor Coffin. Connor is looking to bounce back from a tough loss yesterday. Here we go, Owen Wright looking to strike, and he gets a vertical snap to start it off. Beautiful open face carve. Almost looked like he was ramp hunting on that first turn, which would have been fun to see him unleash, because you know Owen Wright has the ability to take to the sky. I would say he's a pretty underrated aerialist.
Outside of priority, he picked up a wave. He's going to get himself a mediocre backup score. He's not going to have that situation that we saw happen to Julian Wilson. This wave here is going to be performance-based maneuvers solely. Beautiful drift of the fins for the first maneuver, mixes it up, good variety, combination of major moves for a wave that scoring potential. He pretty much got the scoring potential of that wave. So good job from him. To be able to build and extend his lead, putting pressure obviously with the last 9 minutes on Joan Duru.
I mean, if you got to finish on the dry reef to get that score, do it. Oh, Joan Duru.
Huge
An unforced error there with priority. Maybe just slipped off as he stood up, went down.
It can be so frustrating.
Owen Wright straight into the barrel. Ridiculously deep, and somehow pops through the open end. Carves it back again to add insult to injury. Owen Wright somehow sneaking through a backdoor section.
That was very technical.
That was tight tube riding.
Very similar to
Owen Wright.
We saw from Ian Gobea in the heat before, just dropping behind it and underneath it. And that's the advantage of the forehand. Getting a little bit further down the line, and then right behind it, there's a little foam ball that gets pushed down by Joan Duru. He's got to be careful there. You know, if Owen gets stopped by that foam ball, there is a possibility that could be an interference. But no matter what, anyway, it actually helped. You see the little foamy right there, it pushed it in. But look at that technique of just staying tight, little small. He's 6'3". He's a tall kid, and you got it super compressed, and just you have the vision. You can see through it, and you're able to kind of keep the speed flowing down the line. Nice work there from Owen Wright, really turning that wave that didn't have the greatest scoring potential. Going to get himself right in it, enjoy it. He's actually one of those surfers that you look at here as a full-time, full-on favorite, because he is so in love with getting barreled.
And there he is again, doing it again. Another deep tube ride for Owen Wright. Just textbook back on the open face with a grab rail carved. Out of that, you got Owen Wright coming through with a major score and potentially backing it up and replacing both scores on his last wave. So for Owen Wright, the judges have spoken a 6.77 on his previous effort.
And this is probably the best wave of the heat. Again, watch this cutty. Grabs the rail for stability and just drives through the maneuver. I mean, that was solid as it gets. The barrel.
More coming through, but watch out. Here we go. Double arm drag for Joan Duru. Can he hang on? Cannot. He gets lassoed and thrown off his board by Teahupo'o. And he's going to have to wear another one.
Unfortunately there, Joan Duru going to finish with another 25th.
Yeah, the savage cut continues as we start to lose surfers in this incredibly stacked, highly competitive second round here.